Hello, dear colleagues. First, let me tell you a few words about the context where I worked in. I'm an academic director, teacher trainer, and a practicing teacher at Language Studio Welcome. Our school is located in Moscow area, and we have about 1,000 students. There are 20 teachers in our team, and we teach general English classes as well as exam preparation classes, both for international exams and Russian state exams. So we end up dealing with a lot of students' writings. And you know that from my experience, the only skill that usually remains neglected is proofreading. It's a real challenge for an average learner to read through the text, identify their own mistakes, and correct them properly. I'm sure most of the teachers are well aware of this issue, but still we keep forgetting to include this tiny stage in our writing lessons. And that's why I see proofreading as a social outcast. It's present, but nobody gives it enough attention. So my aim today is try and persuade you to invest more time and effort into developing this skill. But why is it important? What can it give us? Here are some reasons. It increases students' confidence in a writing process in general, sharpens their noticing skill, helps them analyze the language better, thus master it faster, develops an ability to self-edit and self-assess. It is a necessary study skill for further learning, and it as a final result, it enhances learner autonomy. Well, even if we as teachers come to realize these benefits and remember to ask our students to check their works, they'll still can look like this. I've already checked it. No, please read and check it more carefully. But I've checked it. No mistakes? No. Okay. Well, most often learners feel tired and reluctant to do anything extra after writing. And that's why I'd like to share some steps which I found useful in my practice to make the process of proofreading and editing less challenging and more student-friendly. First, we need to attract more attention to the importance of checking students' writings by adding some fun. I think we all know the cost of a missing comma, like in the slide here, or a misspelled word. Well, find some fun examples on the internet. The crazier the better, and use them as a warm-up at your writing lessons. Invite students to identify a mistake and laugh at it together. Well, I'm quite confident the idea will stick to their memory and will function as a reminder to check their writings more carefully next time. Okay, next tip is to break the proofreading and editing process into small, swallowable portions. We can't overload our beginner writers with too much information. This might scare them away. Instead, having analyzed your students' weak areas, prioritize some areas and set 2-3 rounds of proofreading for the initial lessons of this topic. For example, first round can be read and identify any spelling errors. Done. Second round, read and check punctuation. Done. Third round, read and check the word spelling or the word order. Okay, done. Great. Stop. Can I have your works, please? Well, the idea is to focus on the task, for students to focus on the task at hand and allow students to acquire this habit comfortably. The next task that can be given to the students is to highlight words, phrases, or even sentences that they have improved after reviewing their piece of writing. Later, when you will be checking the work, highlight what else can be improved in a different color. Using color coding like this one can give you more insight into students' way of thinking, way of writing. It will also visualize the proportion of the errors which were self-made, self-corrected, and which were corrected by the teacher. At first, the later will probably outweigh, but gradually the situation will change, and eventually using this approach will provide evidence of students learning and acquiring this skill of proofreading. The next useful tool that I found rather effective is a personalized checklist. Apart from including the essential criteria, I leave some empty lines for individual problematic points. For example, most of the students at B1 level don't need to be reminded about the capitalization of I, but some still need this kind of support. After checking each final draft, discuss with the student what criteria can be added and what can be deleted as the situation has changed, has improved, and there is no further need in having it there. Well, I sincerely believe that the constant repetition of these tasks will help students become better at detecting their own errors. But the process of editing, we all know that, is more than that. So we need to teach students to see beyond grammar and spelling mistakes. We need to teach them to work on a word choice. How often do you watch your learners ending up using good, interesting, bad too much in their writings? I believe quite often. They are prone to rely too heavily on simple words and structures. That's why our next aim is to coach them to explore more advanced options. Students need to be taught how to use online dictionaries, English Copra, different concordances. For example, set a task to edit their work. First, they underline all examples of good and interesting in their writing, then give them some time to search online for the alternatives. You might need to spend more time here, depending on how often you add similar tasks at your general lessons, and how confident your students are using online dictionaries, collocation checkers, and tools like this. Well, summing up, let me briefly recap the main steps of teaching proofreading. First, cultivate students' interest in this skill. Teach them the main methods. Gradually delegate their responsibility, allowing more autonomy and promoting deeper editing. That's it. That is all that I wanted to share with you today. You can see my contacts. If you have any questions, don't hesitate to write to me. And let all our students become effective self-editors. Thank you.